Who doesn't love a good Cinderella story? In the NFL, we have seen a couple of players who have gone from working a normal job one day to playing in the league the next. Vince Papale went from being a bartender to returning kicks for the Eagles. Kurt Warner was bagging groceries at a store and then became a two-time MVP and Super Bowl champion. But not all Cinderella stories last. Stay tuned and I'll tell you the story of how someone went from being a Footlocker worker to playoff hero back down to a normal Joe Schmo. Quick trivia time. Who was the Seahawks' leading receiver in Super Bowl 49? No, it wasn't Doug Baldwin. No, it wasn't Jermaine Kearse. And no, it wasn't Ricardo Lockett. My friends, let me introduce you to Chris Matthews. Before I tell you how he became a playoff hero, let me tell you about his journey. Matthews was born on October 6, 1989 in Long Beach, California. He attended Susan Miller Dorsey High School, where he played tight end and defensive end. He had originally planned on furthering his education and his career at UCLA, but he was deemed academically ineligible by the NCAA, so he ended up going the JUCO route, attending Los Angeles Harbor College. He was on fire his sophomore season, catching 80 passes for over 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns. For his junior season, Matthews would finally go D1, transferring to the University of Kentucky. He had an okay first season at U of K, having 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. But his senior season was ages better, having doubled the amount of receptions for 925 yards and 9 touchdowns. Despite the strong senior campaign, Matthews went undrafted, but he was quickly signed by the Cleveland Browns as an undrafted free agent. He was eventually released on the final round of cuts during the preseason. So with his NFL dream being crushed for the moment, Matthews decided to go to the Arena Football League and eventually the Canadian Football League. In his first year up north, Matthews won the CFL's Most Outstanding Rookie Award with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. He caught 81 passes for a little under 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns en route to the award. However, his next season in Canada would not go as planned. Matthews suffered a serious turf toe injury, which limited him to only 4 games where he had less than 140 yards. He was released the following season. Now that he was seemingly out of football, Matthews ended up working as a security guard for Footlocker. In February of 2014, Matthews received a call from a member of the Seahawks. He said that they wanted him to try out for the team. Matthews, who was currently on shift, said that he didn't get off until 9 p.m. and he was unsure if he would make the tryout in time. A couple minutes later, his agent called him and said, "What are you doing? This could be your only chance. You have to get there now." So Matthews left his shift early and was able to hop on the nearest flight to Seattle and was eventually able to make the practice squad. He didn't see any game action until December, and even then it was on special teams. But his best special teams play was yet to come. It was the NFC Championship game. Everyone knows this story. The Packers had a 19-0 lead, and the Seahawks eventually made it a 19-14 lead. With a little over 2 minutes left, Seattle kicked an onside kick, and we all remember Brandon Bostic botching it. But who was the member of the Seahawks that actually recovered the onside kick?
Up into the air, loose recovered by Seattle. Chris Matthews.
That's right, our boy Chris Matthews. Someone who was not even on Seattle's active roster a month beforehand just made arguably the most important play in franchise's history. After the comeback win, it was Super Bowl time once again for the Emerald City. And guess who was the leading receiver for the Seahawks? That's right.
Fake. Wilson, who's got a great arm, downfield, turning and making the catch. Twisting and turning is Chris Matthews. And he does, and it's caught! Touchdown! Chris Matthews. Green Bay, now they run play action. Wilson going deep, and it's caught again! Chris Matthews. 12. Wilson slings one to the left side. Matthews again.
Chris Matthews absolutely balled out, catching 4 passes for 109 yards and 1 touchdown. Not only that, but he was absolutely mossing defensive backs in the process. Had the Seahawks gone on to win this game, I think without a doubt Matthews would have been awarded Super Bowl MVP for his efforts in the game. Unfortunately for our friend Matthews, this is where his 15 minutes of fame would come to an end. Going into the next season, he had high expectations and failed to live up to them. Come November, he was cut by the Seahawks and he eventually signed with the Ravens, where he would finish off the 2015 season along playing the 2016 and 2017 season there, and he was on IR for the former. By November of 2017, Matthews was released once again, putting an end to his NFL career. Sports Illustrated said that his story was heartwarming. A guy who went from hiding in plain sight to the cups of Super Bowl history to the unemployment line, all in less than a calendar year. After his release from the Seahawks in 2017, Matthews bounced around the CFL for a couple of years, but was never able to stay on one team. He last played in the league in 2019. So that begs the question, why was Chris Matthews a one-hit wonder? Well, it's pretty simple. When you're a player like Matthews, who nobody has film on, it's extremely easy for you to take advantage of defenses. But once defenses get film on you and are able to scheme against you, that's when it really gets tough, and Matthews was just not able to overcome that mountain. His story is great, and I'm sure he is in the hearts and minds of Seahawks fans everywhere. But to succeed in the National Football League, it takes more than just being a Dexy's Midnight Runner. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. Also, make sure you check out all my other social media links listed down in the description below. I have an Instagram, a TikTok, and a Twitter. Also, let me know in the comments down below, should Chris Matthews get another shot in the National Football League? I'd love to hear your opinions. I think if he could make a comeback, it would absolutely just add on to the great story he already has. So, once again, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.